boxing fans here in Newcastle with Dave Coldwell. Dave, obviously we're here, two of your fighters are on this card, the Matchroom Next Gen card, Hopey Price and Muhammed Ali. First of all, how are you?
I'm very good, thanks. Yeah, really good. It's nice to be, it's nice to be back active and having my fighters out. I was here in Newcastle actually 2 weeks ago with Stephen Cairns. He went 5-0. So it's nice to be back out again with Hopey and Ali. We're in the middle of March, so it feels like boxing's going again now.
Good little test for Hopey, this one. Another 10-rounder for him. A little step up for him. A good time of his career.
Yeah, it is. I mean, this is his 10th fight. His opponent's boxed for world titles, European titles. He's a very experienced campaigner, experienced fighter. Still in the game to win. This is where I want him to be. This year it's about him fighting guys that have been there, exampled it, experienced it, and are still coming to win. So yeah, it's about him soaking up that experience, and it's a real fight. So it'd be interesting to see, because in real sparring, I hope he does exactly what I need him to do, and he's very, very talented, very, very good. He's got so many different facets to his game. So now at this stage this year, you'll see more about him, rather than when he's fighting these guys that are just after a round figure that they can't beat him. They're just there trying to get through it. And it's hard. It's hard, those kind of fights.
Let's talk about Muhammed Ali, super bantamweight. Just tell the people out there who obviously haven't seen much of him what he's about, what he can offer.
He's very, very young. That's the first thing you got to remember. Is like literally just 18. Very, very talented, fast, sharp, fast twitch, quite explosive. He's got heavy hands, and he's got a really good attitude. He's got a really good attitude for the game. He understands that he's young. He understands that he's got a long way to go, but he's got a real thirst for achieving. He set some really high standards for himself, and all this, next 12 months, this period of his career is going to be is about him getting comfortable in the ring. He's not boxed for a long time. There's a difference in boxing kids as an amateur and boxing men, and he'll learn and grow to understand that. He's had great sparring in the gym, working a lot with Jordan, done a little bit with Hopey, done a little bit with Stephen in the gym. So yeah, he's got. I mean, he's sparring with Jordan Gill, so he's learning loads. Do you know what I mean? He's developing really, really well. I'm excited about him. I'm excited about him because he's interesting to see. They come in and they see all this. It's the first time that they see the big lights, cameras, things like that. He's going to be up there on stage in a short while. He's taking it all in his stride, and I like what I've seen about his personality when it comes to fight week. He's very, very laid back. He's not one of these kids that's hyper and burning a lot of energy. Got that bit of confidence about himself.
Good to hear. I do want to quickly talk about boxing, because I think the press conference is going to start in about the next 5-7 minutes. One of the talks of the town, Conor Benn, Kell Brook are having a back and forth on social media. There's leaked sparring footage on Boxing King Media's channel. What did you make? What did you make?
It was put out, wasn't it? It's not leaked. It's come from a gym. It's a gym camera. It's not really leaked.
Massive fight.
But I've said it before. I'm not going to change mine. I don't want to see Kell box again. I think Kell's had a great career. He finished on a great high. I understand from his point of view he might want to box again, but do I want to see Kell box again? No. Is Kell the same fighter what he used to be? No.
Stepping up to look to become a two-way.
Do I want to see him fight anybody? No. So, and I was like this when after Roy Jones' second loss to Tarver, then I stopped watching him. I've never seen the fights after that. Sorry, Glenn Johnson, I think it was. It was Glenn Johnson after the Glenn Johnson fight, and then that was it. Never watched him again. All the fights that he had, whatever, don't watch it. I'm kind of like that when I look at somebody and then you see Pacquiao and people. I don't want to see him fight again. It's just my opinion. There's plenty of people. Will people tune in to watch it? Yes, and that's why this little video's got leaked out, because then everyone's going, so they all want to see it. So will it be exciting? No doubt. But do I want to see Kell fight again? No.
Can you understand though why he wants to get back to there? We've seen the videos, we've seen the interviews where he's feeling down after boxing.
Of course, this is a problem with athletes, obviously in our case boxers. It's a massive part of your life for the majority of your life. He's been boxing since he was about 6 years old. So it's like, to then walk away from it is very, very difficult. Tony was the same when he walked. Every fighter that's given everything to the sport, when they walk away from it, it's really tough. It's brutal, and people have to understand that, me included, who don't want to see him fight again. But you have to retire at some point. You have to. If he comes back for this and he has a couple more fights, or whatever, he's going to have to go through the same thing again, where he has to retire again, go through that same mental process of trying to live life without boxing again. You have to. That's life. But in coming back, when you've had time out, or when you're not as good as age, father time catches up in you, in coming back, how are you then going to react if you've gone out on such a big high and then you're not the same man the way you get in there, and then your time is not there? You just listen. I do a bit of sparring with lads. You see things, but your body can't react as quick as what you want to. No matter how quick you are, it still frustrates you. Now you imagine on something like Kell Brook's level, on these superstars levels, right? If he's coming off such a high with a calm fight, and then goes in and doesn't perform how he wants to, or you're tarnishing your legs, how does that affect your mentality? Because you've come out, you're retired on such a good point. I think it's worse coming out and retiring on such a low point. I think it's very, very hard for a fighter to walk away off the back of a loss because they want to go, I can't go out like that, man. Can't go out like that, man. I'm not saying Conor Benn beats him, but what I'm saying is, if that were to happen, that's my worry for him.
Is that where Roy Jones is at the moment?
Yeah, I mean, Roy Jones just keeps losing, and it's like, and come back, I'll finish on a win, whatever, and it comes to a point where enough's enough, and you have to make that, because you can't get to 60 years old still coming back and still fighting. There has to be a cut-off point where you do that and you start rebuilding your life and focusing into other things. I'm not saying it's easy, but what I'm saying is it has to be done at some point, and I would rather it be done when you've not tarnished your legacy. I'd rather it be done when you're not getting hit with punches that are doing damage to you, that you're not quite conditioned to take in that you used to be able to, then as it is. Do you know what I mean? But in my opinion, it don't mean shit, and these fighters will do what they want to do. But you're asking me a question, and I'm telling you my honest answer.
Of course. Do you want to talk about probably the biggest news to develop this week, and probably the most entertaining bit on social media, is the back and forth between Tyson Fury and Oleksandr Usyk? What did you make of it? It was very intense, because it's like nobody wanted to give in. So when someone posted, someone else had to respond, and it kept going back and forth.
Somebody just got chinned. Or there's some rolled over a wire. I don't know which one's which.
Someone fell over a wire. That.
It's an expensive camera that's just gone flying.
Oleksandr Usyk, Tyson Fury, back and forth this week on social media. What did you make of this, and what do you make of this whole 70-30 now?
Tyson's got what he wanted. He's got Usyk to take 30%. Usyk's just come back at whatever they've said and say, yep. So, in a world where people are concerned about A sides, B sides, and fights don't happen because of that, and a world where people are trying to squeeze as much percentages as they can and make somebody seem more inferior and things like that, Usyk's just gone, okay. So, fair play to him. Massive.
Has he called his bluff? A lot of people are listening to Talk Sport, a lot of people saying this, and he's called Tyson's bluff. Maybe Tyson didn't want the fight. Do you think that's the case?
Maybe Tyson just wanted it all on his own terms and felt as though, with his ego and what he's done, that he deserves them terms. Maybe that's him. Or maybe he thought, really, I'd rather fight Ngannou or something like that. There'd be a massive blockbuster or whatever in social media world and cross sports world, and maybe I don't need the headache that Usyk is. If I bat him down enough, then he'll not take it. Maybe, don't know, because I'm not privy to them conversations. But all I know is that Tyson's tried it on, and Usyk just gone, okay, fair play.
Carl Froch said something. He said Tyson Fury is a walking contradiction, because he wanted to fight AJ for free, but now he wants 70-30 in the split.
A lot. You can pull everybody up on that, me included, promoters, fighters. There's always something you can dig up where people have said something that contradicts what they're saying now. But I will say, it does get a lot. It does say a lot of stuff depending on what day it is, and it changes his mind, flip flop all the time. But that's just him, and that's part of why he's probably, part of the reason why he's so engaging. When he puts out a post, everything, it goes viral because he just chats. No disrespect, but sometimes he chats a lot of shit just to get that fishing rod. Everybody does, but some of it is like flipping out.
He goes for everyone and anyone, even met after Simon Jordan, I think, this in one of his posts.
I know. Listen, Simon Jordan's somebody that, I'll be honest with you, I've got talk spot on all the time in my car and whatever, and Simon Jordan's one of these guys where sometimes it's like, fucking hell, what are you talking about? Shut up, you dickhead. But other time, I like him because he says it. He says his opinion how it is. What is in his head, he'll say it. I'm a big fan of Simon Jordan's, but sometimes you think, but he's not afraid to say. I mean, I think he slagged off Chisora, and then when Chisora came to Judy, he said it to his face. So I genuinely believe it. He'll say it to his face. He's not bothered. I like that about him.
Your good friend, obviously Tony Bellew, has changed his mind in regards to this fight. Said that before he thought Tyson would win it, now he feels that Oleksandr's quicker with his feet, just going to move quicker, going to maybe out-punch him at times. Do you agree with Tony?
I've not heard what Tony said, but I've always thought that Usyk is the one that, because I believe that a lot of Fury's strength comes from getting into fighters' heads, making them doubt themselves, and then obviously they get in there and he's got the physicality, but it just takes that edge away from him. And I've always said I don't believe that you can get into Usyk's head, and with Usyk's skills for skills, I rate Usyk higher. But what I do feel that is a massive problem when you get in that ring with Fury is his sheer size, and the fact that he has the sheer size plus he's got the mobility as well makes him very, very hard to beat, and the fact that he can lean on you and things like that. And I just think for Usyk maybe that is where he struggles with. But do I think that Usyk could beat him? Yeah, he could. I just think that it might come down to the actual size. I don't know right now. I don't know, but I do like, if I'm looking at from Usyk's point of view, I do like how the mental side of things, Usyk's just as capable to get into Fury's head, and the fact of not being able to get into somebody's head could be detrimental towards Fury. Could be.
Cool. I think that's the call. They just shouted out the press conference will start. Dave, always a pleasure talking to yourself. Good luck on Saturday night with both Hopey and Muhammad. I know that we'll speak to you very, very soon. Thank you very much.